Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And I found a really simple, cute little stitch just for you guys called the Aligned Shells stitch. It's a 2-row repeat, really easy, and this would be awesome sauce for a scarf, a wrap, a throw, a blanket for a baby, or for adult sizes as well. You can make this whatever dimensions you want. So I'm going to show you how to do the base chain so you can make it really wide or really narrow. I just did, a bit of a swatch for you guys. And I used Red Heart Super Saver for this particular swatch with a size I crochet hook, which is a size 5.5 millimeter hook. And for today's example, I'm going to be using some Red Heart Super Saver once again. Hashtag not sponsored, but you know how I am. And so without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so for the base chain, what you're going to need to do is a multiple of 5 chains plus an additional 4 chains. So you can make this, like I said, however wide you want. So just be sure that you have a multiple of 5 chains plus an additional 4 chains, and then you're good to go. Now, I would, of course, always suggest doing a swatch of this first to see if you like it, and then go crazy, make a blanket, have some fun. Curtains would be awesome for this. So, after you have your base chain of a multiple of 5 plus 4, do a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. Now, you could go into the top loop right here, or you could go into the back bump, whichever suits your fancy. Me, for my purposes, I'm going to go into the top loop. But you could do whichever. I'm not judging, it's okay. So a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. Then what we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And skip the next 3 chains, okay, and double crochet into the next 2 chains. So skipping those next 3, and then so going into the 4th and 5th. So skip to my loo. Going into the 4th with the double. Like so, and also the 5th. And this here counts as our first double crochet at the end. All right, so then chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and skip 3 chains at the base, and then go into the 4th and 5th with double crochets. By the way, I did a total of 24 chains. I think I omitted that information, sorry. All right, so we've got our 2 doubles. Chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Skip 3 chains, and then go into the 4th and 5th with double crochets, and another one. Chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And we are just about there. We're almost at the end here. So again, you skip 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a double crochet into the last 2 chains of your base chain. Like so, and one more. Bada bing, bada boom. So basically what it amounts to is your foundation is a bunch of double crochets separated by chain 3 spaces. Okay, so that is the end of row 1. All right, so for the second row, going to start by chaining up 3. 1, oops, well, I got 1 at any rate. 2 and 3. Turn the work, and we're going to skip these first 2 double crochets and the first chain, and we're going to go into the middle chain. Now, you could go about this in 2 different ways. You could go into the chain 3 space. However, if you do that, the problem is that it wouldn't come to a nice, neat point. It would end up more fanned outward, more splayed outward. And see, I usually prefer simplicity. So if you're going into the chain space as opposed to actually in the chain, it is going to look a little bit more unkept and unkempt compared to the example that I showed. Now I'm just doing this to show you what I'm talking about. See, it is much more fanned out. Now there's nothing necessarily wrong with this, but, I think that to do this particular pattern justice, we're going to do it by the book. So in order to do that, now again, it can be a little bit tricky getting into your chains, but with a little bit of finagling and a little bit of finessing, just get with your hook in there underneath both loops, making sure that you got your bottom bump fixed in there, and do 5 double crochets into that chain. So we've got 1, and it may seem like a lot of stitches to do inside of 1 chain, but it works. They will fit. You know, just a little coaxing is required. So I've got 3 and 4 and 5. See, it comes to a nice point right smack dab in the middle. All right. So from there, going to skip this chain and the 2 double crochets and going directly from this shell into the middle chain of the next chain 3 with 5 doubles. So a little bit of finagling, but I think it's worth it for this particular piece. I think it looks really, really pretty. Very clean and crisp. Kind of like a kettle-cooked potato chip. Clean, crisp, and oh so crunchy. All right, so I've got 4 and 1 more. All right, so we've got our 5 doubles, and then going into the second chain of the next chain 3 with 5 more doubles. There we go. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 more to go. Again, skipping the 2 double crochets in that first chain, going into the second chain, that middle chain. Little bit of finesse. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so then to end row 2, going directly from this shell and do a double crochet into the top of this first double crochet. So not into here, but into that next chain. As always, be sure to get underneath both loops, like so, and finish up with a double crochet. Ta-da! And there you go. That is the end of row 2. So pretty already. All right, so for row 3, it's going to be very similar to our first row. I'm going to start by chaining up 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn the work. Now, skipping this first double crochet, we're going to work a double crochet into that next double crochet stitch. So just like down here we had 2, well, we've got 2 right here now. Okay, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to skip the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go into this one and this one with double crochets. So skip 1, 2, 3. Going into the last one. And then the first double of the next shell. So it's nice and aligned. Then chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Skip 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. Going into the last double. And then into the first double. Chain 3. Skip 3 doubles, going into the last. And into the first. Chain 3. Okay, skip 3 doubles, going into the last of the shell. And double crochet into the top third chain of our very last double crochet. And of course, I did this a little bit tight, but I'm persistent. Indeed I am. And there you go. And that is the end of row 3. So basically what this pattern amounts to is you go back and forth between rows 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. I would say preferably ending on a row 3 for the sake of symmetry. All right, so let's do another repeat, shall we? All right. Alrighty, so let's do the repeat, shall we? Gonna chain up 3. So this is our row 2 repeat. And then turn the work. And then skipping this first double and that chain, going into the middle second chain with 5 double crochets. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip the chain, the 2 doubles, and the next chain, going right in to that middle chain with another 5 doubles. And sometimes you just need to coax it a little bit. Now, of course, like I said before, I am not a stitch totalitarian. If you just want to go into the chain space, by all means, go for it. This is your piece. And if you find that having the stitches splayed out is more your style by going into the chain space, that's okay too. So I got 4 and I just need 1 more. So I got my 5. And then we're going to go into the next middle chain of the chain space. And I didn't quite get it. That's okay. Because usually I like to go into chain spaces. It is preferred for me. I would be perfectly honest to say that. I do like going into chain spaces. It is a lot easier. But this is prettier. There's the trade-off, right? So I just need 1 more for a total of 5. There we are. And then 1 more shell. Gotcha. Okay. See, once you get the first one in there, that first double crochet, the rest are a little bit easier. It's just those chains, they like to be fiddly and difficult, but hey, we are troopers, right? We can do this. All right, so I just need 1 more. And then I've got my 5. All right, and then last but not least, a double crochet into the end double crochet. Voila. All right, so that is row 2 for the repeat. Alrighty, so row 3 for the repeat. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work. Skip this first double crochet going into the next with a double crochet. Chain 3, skip 3 double crochets, and then going into the last double crochet of the shell with a double crochet into the first double of the next shell. There we go. See? Beautifully aligned. Chain 3. Skip 3 doubles. Go into the last double of the shell. And the first of the next shell. Chain 3. Skip 3 doubles, go into the last double of the shell. Double crochet into the first double crochet of the next shell. Chain 3. Skip 3 doubles, going to the last double of the shell. And last but not least, double crochet into the top third chain of this very last double crochet. Like so. Da 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 da. And there you go. A really beautiful and simple piece. Once you get the hang of it, just a 2-row repeat. So you too can do it. Yes. And I hope you like this tutorial. If you did, please show your support. Give me a little thumbs up button down below because I appreciate your appreciation. It's reciprocal. And, if you did, also, please hit subscribe because I have tons of stuff always coming out, whether it's crocheting or knitting or audiobook narration. And also, I do have another YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games, where I do video game playthrough and commentary. Feel free to check that out. It's a lot of fun. And I recently opened up an Etsy shop. I do have some things on there, and I will have more things on there. And, it's a work in progress, like most of life, right? So I will put links to those in the description box down below, as well as timestamps for this piece, because I try to make it as easy as possible for you to follow along. So until next time, I want all of you, my dears, to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.